how to start a $100,000 plus mobile detailing business for under $500. And that video like blew up. We got like 800,000 views or something in like a couple months.
Was that your
Wow.
first video?
That was my first video back, yeah.
came-
Streak of like 3 weeks or something making videos, and then we started realizing that we're not making that much money off of it, and the business model is actually really difficult. You'll put like 40 hours of work into one video, and then it gets like 1,000 views or whatever, or less than that, and it's just very demotivating. And there's so much potential here. I see other people doing it, so I know that it works for other people. I don't think that they're making better videos than I can make. I don't think they're smarter than me, so why not just do it and keep trying. I didn't believe that people would make good money on Etsy, but then I started using some of these like product research tools that you can look at to find the products that I would sell for the video. And there's people making 30, 40 grand a month just selling mugs and t-shirts on Etsy. And like all you have to do, you don't need everyone that I've interviewed and everyone that I have in my circle of friends and that I've just met making these videos, they all are very clear about what they want to do. They have one thing that they focus every single day on, and that
But
is bringing.
you have like a lot of experience now that you tried many things. Do you feel like you are found or you're close to finding that one thing for you?
For me, the YouTube channel is the business.
Welcome to another episode of One Path Podcast, a podcast where we explore the hardships, the mindset, and the strategies of different creators, entrepreneurs, or high performers, and then we share them with you so you can maybe learn something and apply from this into your own life. In today's episode, we have Alex Ulbin. Alex Ulbin is not a typical business guru guy that is just giving you advice. His approach is more of like, I try shit and side hustles, and then I share them through my YouTube channel with you guys, so you can potentially learn and do something from it. He's the guy who shares his failures along with his wins through his YouTube channel. His goal is to be relatable and open with all the attempt in all those side hustles, so you can see and realistically learn from his experience into that. We came closer with Alex through our Momentum Challenge back in April, where he grew his Instagram account to almost 20,000 followers in only 30 days, which by now is already close to 50k. In this episode, we discuss about side hustles, which of them he tried that worked, which of them didn't, which of them he did not expect but actually worked, and they are actually very good side hustles, which no one talks about them, and obviously Instagram and YouTube growth. Practical advice is that you can literally apply instantly to your life as well and learn from his journey too. But just before we jump straight into the episode, I have only one small request to ask from you, and is to just hit this follow button from whatever platform you're listening to this podcast, especially if you enjoyed it, because it's a single act that you can do that literally means the world to us and help this podcast grow and potentially reach more people. But enough with this intro. Let's go straight to the episode.
So, how would you actually explain what you do to someone who is not familiar with your YouTube channel or with your work so far?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I make videos related to business, entrepreneurship, money, how to make money. Like you're talking about the Instagram videos, a lot of those videos are just related to how much people spend, especially we're here in Bali, so it's like very cheap cost of living. So recently, a lot of the videos I've been making are like diving into, people's living expenses. How much are people spending? That's my Instagram. On YouTube, it's a lot more diving into different side hustles and different businesses. So I've done videos with different entrepreneurs on, like starting apps. I did a video with somebody who started their own fitness app for the Apple Watch, and that was like a year ago. And now they have, I think, over 1 million users on that app. I do videos where I test different businesses as well. So different side hustles like dropshipping. I've done selling on Etsy. Just pretty much everything that I do is related to business, entrepreneurship, and dissecting this kind of business world and trying to simplify it as much as I can. When did you start? I would say, well, the business stuff started like before I started making the videos. So probably in high school, I was always looking for ways that I could make money without having to go to a job, like, and just clock in, clock out type thing. So I think I started watching like Gary V videos. I started those popping up, and he was talking about like flipping things at garage sales. So I started going to garage sales and these thrift stores and I would me and my buddy, we'd have this like eBay app scanner, and you could scan the prices of things and search them up and see how much they're selling on eBay. So I'd go through the entire store and scan every single item and find things that are, on a discount, and then buy them and then resell them on eBay. So I was doing that for like, I don't know, maybe a couple years, just on and off.
Did it work back then?
Yeah, it worked. It still
It's
works.
giving you money.
Yeah, you can still do it. It's
Well,
just like,
what's the profit margin on that?
it depends on the products. So
On average.
on average, I mean, so probably the best things that you can buy in that is like electronics. So iPhones are really good. So sometimes you can buy like iPhones because people don't know what they're selling them for like half price, and then you just flip it for like a quick $200 profit or whatever. But it really depends. The thrift store thing, it probably doesn't work as well anymore because they started catching onto it. And now all the prices in these thrift stores are like almost exactly what it's worth. So that's not really worth it. But yeah, what was the question again?
Or what was the profit margin?
Profit margin. Yeah. So iPhones and electronics are the best. Clothing was one that I tried doing in the beginning. And because you hear people say like, flipping sneakers and flipping like different types of designer brands and all this type of stuff. And I tried that and I didn't make any money on those. So it's like, it ended up being like you'd make good money on some products and then make no money on other products. So it was kind of more just like a learning experience more than it was actual income.
It was a good learning experience, I guess, especially from that a young age to learn the art of like flipping and selling.
Did you also do that when you were younger?
No, not in that sense. Well, I was selling, but
What were you selling, man?
I mean, I was in the business from when I was 16, 17, but let's keep this episode
Okay.
PG friendly. Yeah, I was selling other stuff that make people happy sometimes.
Yeah, I was actually selling a lot of stuff when I was younger. Like I was the computer guy in the neighborhood. So whenever somebody had an issue with their computer, I was the person who they called. So I went there, and they ended up having a lot of like spare parts for computers, like monitors and like those big PCs. And I'm like, hey, like, are you gonna use it or not? And they usually just give it to me. Then after that, I just put it onto like a Hungarian kind of eBay, and I was just selling those. I was selling computer parts, phones, water pipes. At some point, I was selling gym equipment. So whatever I could get my hands on, I was selling it. That's how I was making some money, because I didn't have so much pocket money from my parents. But yeah, so I respect the hustle.
I would say I was more like a herbalist.
A herbalist, okay.
Okay. I understand. It took me a
I
minute.
was, flowers and yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
And
Greenery.
so you started this in high school.
Yeah.
Quick question that just popped in my head is like, have you worked a proper job, like a normal job, like clock in, clock out?
Oh, dude, I've
Or
worked so many
ever
jobs.
since? Okay.
Yeah, I've had like over 15 jobs, I think. Yeah, I've did. My first job was worked at a grocery store. I worked in the produce section, and that was just horrible. It's like you walk in, especially in Canadian winter, you walk into the produce section, which is already cold because they need to refrigerate it to keep all the vegetables and everything good. I had that job. I had a job where I was making these wooden wine boxes for liquor stores and stuff. Like it was really weird business. I don't think anyone has really heard of it. It's like these wooden wine boxes, and the way that it works is there's two like puzzle pieces almost, where they're at the ends there's these different basically like a puzzle.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about?
Yeah,
And then so we worked in a team of two, and then one guy would glue one piece of the wood, and the other guy would put it together in this machine, and then you press a button and it would put the box together. And so we would do that, and we'd make 1,000 boxes a day.
Wow.
And that one was a very
Yeah.
interesting job, and I did that for like 4 months because I was just like, it's so mind numbing. I've done that. I had a detailing business where I was going to people's houses and cleaning their cars on their driveway. That was kind of one of the jobs that got me into entrepreneurship, I would say, because it was a lot more. I was working for a company, but it was really up to me for how much money I made. I wasn't on an hourly basis. It was all commission. So I was going out doing door-to-door sales and closing clients on my own. And then, following up with clients, and like that's where I learned like customer service and sales and all these types of things. So yeah, I mean, I've a million job stories I could tell you.
No, I was just curious that out of all of these jobs, which one was the one that you hated the most?
Hated the most? Um, I think I would probably say or oh no, I do have one. I worked in a restaurant, which was in my hometown, and I got the job from a friend because he worked there as well. He was like kind of like a higher up manager. He at like 17 years old, they promoted him to be this like manager, and on my first day on the job, I thought I was coming in for an interview. So I came in with like a nice t-shirt, nice pants and everything. And I walk into the kitchen ready to like sit down and answer questions. And they just threw an apron on me and said, get to work, go start making some chicken wings. And so that was like, I was thrown straight into it. And had never worked in the food industry before. So I had no idea what I was doing. I was just learning on the fly. And it was just, they were incredibly understaffed, and I would go in every single day. I had no idea what I was doing, and it would be me and one other person, and they would just expect me to understand the entire menu and know how to make all this food. And of course, like I would just be messing up all the time. And yeah, the main boss there hated me. He was working like 80 hours a week, so had like no patience for anyone who was not like effective in the kitchen. So I started from being like one of the head guys in the kitchen to like 2 weeks later, they threw me on the dishes and and squeezing the orange juice. And yeah, that one was just horrible because every time I went in there, it was just like they knew that they didn't want me there. And one time there was the boss. I guess he was just frustrated or whatever, and I was not cleaning the dishes fast enough. I couldn't even do the dishes right, and he threw a pan from the main kitchen into the dishes where I was, and it just passed my head like this. And like that, the next day I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this job, I think.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
good sign.
oh man, like
That
that
was a clear
Yeah.
sign there.
that
Like,
resonates with me so much.
what was yours?
Like very similar. So after I moved to Denmark, the only thing I could do as a job besides university is washing dishes in restaurants. So I was washing dishes for 3.5 years, man. My life
Three and a
looked like
half
that. I woke up at
years.
like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I went to school, went home at 4, changed clothes, went to work at 6, and I was working until like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. Went home, spent maybe like an hour with my girlfriend at that time. She went to sleep. I was working on my projects for university. Went to sleep at 3, and I woke up at 6, 7. That's what I was doing nonstop. And being a dishwasher is actually incredibly difficult. I didn't know that it actually takes so much like mental capacity and organization skills, like how you can actually stay on top of all the shit that's coming in. I I hated that job. I had multiple of those. Some restaurants were better than others, but there's one place in particular. I'm not going to mention the name, but the chef was just an asshole. Like imagine you go to work, and in 5 minutes, they always treat you like or welcome you with like "fuck you" or "fuck off," "get the fuck out of my kitchen," "Eastern European pig," this kind of stuff. But the thing is that I could not leave that job because
'Cause you need the
I know
money.
like they didn't value me at all because there was another 200 people waiting for my position. So for me, it was incredibly difficult not to say anything back, just to swallow my own ego for keeping that job so I can actually move to the next level later. But yeah, man, washing dishes, cleaning the toilet at the same time, man, like I don't even want to tell you what are the things that I have cleaned. Like I cleaned
What's worse than
shit,
the
I
toilet?
cleaned vomit, I cleaned
Uh,
everything. Yeah. I think
yeah.
it really helped me to grow as a
Yes.
person. So when I'm going to have kids, I'm going to send them to work in a restaurant a little
Yeah,
bit.
just to have some of this shit
Yeah.
experience. Yeah, I would say like probably my worst was restaurant too. Like I've never done like dishes, so I guess I can relate because I could see what these guys in the dishes been going through. I was more like in the bar or like service, but yeah, it's still too exhausting dealing with people all the time. Like have to swallow your ego and your pride sometimes when like a customer is getting angry or upset of you for no reason. Yeah, same as like your manager has had a bad day and then So I can relate. I worked in restaurants for a while.
It's an incredibly difficult industry, so I have deep respect for everyone who works in the hospitality space. Whether you're a dishwasher or a waiter, waitress, or a bar manager, it's very, very difficult. So I always leave tips, and I always leave tips for the dishwasher as well. So sometimes they actually very surprised that I leave a tip for the dishwasher. And yeah. Anyway, so you did that, and what was the actual trigger for you to go out on your own? Because when you work for yourself, obviously it's not just unicorns and rainbows. Um, but it seemed like that the pain of starting something new that you don't know yet, it's still better than just taking like a regular 9 to 5 job. So how did you get the idea just to start the YouTube channel and just go down this path?
Yeah, so the channel started. So when I was working in the wine box factory, I was working with one of my closest friends, Nico. And while we were making these wine boxes, we had this idea of starting this channel because we both had the same interests of, making money outside of a job, being able to work whenever you want, and flipping stuff was kind of our like path to doing that. And we thought that there aren't a lot of people that are talking about this business, at least at the time. So we decided we were going to make a channel and dedicate it to quitting our jobs and thrift shopping for our full-time job, essentially, was the idea. So we did that. And then we spent the next couple months just going to thrift stores and flipping these items and trying to make profit. And then we were doing videos on like how to make money on eBay, this type of stuff. Um, but it didn't last that long, to be honest. I think we were on a streak of like 3 weeks or something making videos, and then we started realizing that we're not making that much money off of it, and the business model is actually really difficult because you constantly have to be out there and you have to be putting up money to buy the products and then waiting to sell them. So that was just like kind of annoying. Also, like we just quit our jobs, so we didn't have any income. So that was how the channel started. And then after we had kind of that little like spurt of videos, I didn't post on the channel for like probably a year. I went to Thailand and then I started university the next year. So that just got put on hold. And then while I was in school, I was like, damn, I should really like get back on this channel. Like I think YouTube has so much potential. I like making videos. I like being in this business industry type route. And I see other people are doing it as well. And the more that I started watching other videos of people that are making videos and things that I'm interested in, I'm like, wow, this is like really interesting. I also think that I can make better videos than a lot of these people, and they're making all of this money and they're getting all of these views off these videos. So I decided I'm just going to try to replicate it and have fun and do it in my own way. So I started making videos just about different types of businesses. Like I made one on, I mentioned I was in the mobile detailing business where I was cleaning people's cars. So one of my first videos when I started posting again was that video. And I just talked about how to start a $100,000 plus mobile detailing business for under $500. And that video like blew up. We got like 800,000 views or something in like a couple months.
Was that your
Wow.
first
That
video?
was my first video back. Yeah.
When you came back,
Yeah.
that was like a sign from the
That's a strong
universe, you know,
start.
like
Yeah.
that's what you've been missing. That's what you should do.
No, yeah, 100%. When that happened, I was like, wow, it really is possible. Because for the longest time, I was making videos under different channels in different types of niches. Like I made skit videos with my friends. I made skateboarding videos. I used to make gaming videos, but none of
Gaming.
it actually ever, yeah, gaming, like Call of Duty. None of it actually ever took off. And then I post this one video. It's my first video back after like I just kept thinking for so long, okay, I just need to start posting. Let's just see if we can take this anywhere. And that video blew up and I kind of just took that as a sign to keep going, and I've been doing it ever since.
Do you believe it would make any difference if it didn't blow up?
Um
Are you, to frame the question as well in
Um,
a different way, like were you ready to commit this time? To go back to, like, did you know, feel it in your gut that I want to do this? Or you just started again and because it blew up, you think that affected you to continue?
To be honest, probably not. Probably not, because I've been making videos for such a long time, and pretty much every single time that I would make videos on a different channel and they didn't see the results, then I would kind of just give up. And yeah, so for this, like I kind of finally took it as a sign to stay consistent because for me, it's always been hard to like have faith that something will work if you don't have any signs
Yeah.
that this is something that's going to work. And so just having signs like people watching the video, even if it's just a couple thousand views and you get a comment of someone saying, wow, I really love this video, keep it up. That is a sign to keep going for me. But for me, like I find it really hard to
So
find
if-
motivation in within myself to keep going.
So you do believe that it might, if it didn't blow up, it would probably affect you.
I think so, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I think it's very likely that I wouldn't be making videos or doing anything in this space right now if it wasn't for that.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Why do you feel like it's hard to stay consistent if like you don't get the external feedback at the beginning? Because we have a lot of stories of people that keep posting like on YouTube like for 2-3 years and had zero attraction. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, boom, something blows up.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've been working on this, but I've been very attached to the outcome for a long time. So, and it takes a lot of work to make these videos. So you'll put like 40 hours of work into
Yeah.
one video and then it gets like 1,000 views or whatever, or less than that. And it's just very demotivating. And to see that, and then you don't even have a comment or you don't have likes on the video, and then to like do it all again is like,
And still getting zero thing
yeah, and
back.
still getting zero views. Like it takes a ton of like faith in yourself to do that.
Now that
I think it was, that video doing well was one sign. And then I don't know, I always had like a voice in my head to just keep going. I don't know, like for me, I've never really felt like I needed to do anything if I didn't want to, but except for this, like it was just something that I just always felt like there's so much potential here. I see other people doing it, so I know that it works for other people. I don't think that they're making better videos than I can make. I don't think they're smarter than me. So why not just do it and keep trying?
how long ago was that?
That was about 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed, like because we also see your work now, and you are staying consistent with that now. But if you could go from today, from where you are today, and after this challenge that you totally nailed it, and all the videos and everything you've learned through on that space, if you could go back 2.5 years ago to this version of you, that, and let's say that the video may not blow up, or was still skeptical of creating this first video of going back, what would you share to help your younger self to keep going and detach from the outcome?
Yeah, I would say just keep showing up. Just keep showing up, keep learning. Don't be attached to the outcome, because honestly, like, doesn't lead to any happiness really. Like, I think if you find fulfillment in just getting smarter and getting better at your craft, then that is way more fulfilling than seeing numbers on a screen. Because even now that I have like posts blowing up and all this stuff, like it kind of creates like anxiety, because now you have to think about, how do I like top this? How do I make the next viral post? Where if you're just like focused on making the best content that you can make and treating it like a creative challenge, then I think there's way more fulfillment in that. So I wish if I knew that back then, I think I would probably be even bigger than I am now, because I wouldn't be so attached to the outcome and focusing on, oh, if I post this video next week and it doesn't do well, oh my God, what do I have to do? Do I have to like come up with a whole new strategy? Yeah.
What was your biggest hit so far? Either on YouTube or on Instagram?
I mean, if we're talking numbers, it would be one of the Instagram videos I just posted about this villa in Bali, here in Bali. I basically just talked about how much does it cost to buy a villa in Bali, and it's just this like big like 3-floor condo, and like at home where I'm from in Toronto, that would probably be like $4 or $5 million or whatever, and I said that condo is $265,000.
Wow.
So yeah, that video got, I think it's like 14.5 million views or something now. Yeah. That's the biggest Instagram one, and then on YouTube, my biggest YouTube video is like 900,000 views.
Almost 1 million there as well.
Almost 1 million, yeah.
Is it the same one?
No, it's a different video.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a dropshipping video on where I tried out the dropshipping business. I just gave like my own opinion on it, tested out the business, and I didn't even make money in the video. Like I just started this like horrible website and tried selling this stupid product. It was like these heart eye glasses, and I thought I could like sell this product and make a bunch of money. And I think I made like 4 sales or something by the end of the video. Made nothing. But then but then I posted the video. It's my biggest video I posted. So
Was there any side hustle that you thought that okay, this is stupid,
stupid.
and you implemented it and it actually worked?
Um, I mean, probably Etsy is one that I always overlooked. Because I always thought it was like, who's buying on Etsy? Like, you can just go to Amazon or whatever. But honestly, Etsy is a huge marketplace, especially for people who make custom products. Because there's a lot of like really talented people who are making like custom, I don't know, candles or artwork or whatever, and they're making a ton of money. What I did for that business model was print on demand. So essentially, it's you sell like a T-shirt, and you have like a template of like something that someone can write on that T-shirt with like a cool design, cool font or whatever, and then they can write in what they want to put on the T-shirt on the Etsy order, and then you just kind of ship it out to them and make them pay like double the price or whatever.
And they do sell.
They sell, yeah. People kill it on Etsy. It's actually insane. I didn't believe that people would make good money on Etsy, but then I started using some of these like product research tools that you can look at to find the products that I would sell for the video. And there's people making 30, 40 grand a month just selling mugs and T-shirts on Etsy. And like all you have to do, you don't need to carry any inventory. You don't need to, be in contact with suppliers or anything. You literally press like one button on a website.
Because to be honest, I also like this custom designs, like some funny ones or some like serious nice ones. I've never considered that I could actually sell them on Etsy, and they actually sell. So if I wanted to start like something as a custom design brand and a new one, would you recommend me to go to
You can
Etsy?
do that, or there's also like just starting your own website and advertise it. But the cool thing about something like Etsy is you don't really need to spend any money on advertising or marketing or product costs, because you're buying the product after a customer already buys it. So literally all you have to do is like make as many listings as possible, do product research, try to figure out what people are buying, and then it's like essentially just free money.
What were some of the ideas that you were thinking about trying out, but you actually ended up not doing them?
The business ideas?
Yeah.
Amazon FBA was one that I was thinking about doing for a long time, and I was thinking about going all in with it at one point. And I decided not to because it takes a lot of capital to invest in that business, because you actually have to, first you need to like do a bunch of product research and figure out what is selling on Amazon that isn't already being sold, that I can compete with all the people, because there's probably millions of sellers on Amazon. So yeah, with that model, you have to, once you find a product, you have to order it to an Amazon warehouse, essentially ship it from China to the US if you're selling in the US, which is the biggest market. And then basically either wait to have that product sold, or you can also advertise it, but that's more money that you need to spend. If the product doesn't sell, then you need to spend money on holding the product in the warehouse. So for me, that just seemed like way too much investment. And there's definitely a ton of people making money with that, but for me, it was just a little too much risk.
Okay, so that's one of the businesses that you were thinking about doing, but you haven't tried. And clearly, we can see the businesses that you have actually tried, because you created the video and you posted it online. But you are not just trying all these different kind of businesses, but you're also interviewing business owners about their businesses. So I assume that you already had a lot of conversation with successful people. Is there any kind of learning that you noticed, that what sets someone apart from being successful versus not being successful?
I would say the main thing is probably just being clear about your direction, being clear about where you're going and what you want to achieve. I think a lot of people, when they get into like this online money space or whatever, they chase like every little shiny object. They're like, oh, wow, you can make money with crypto. I'm going to try that for a little bit. Oh, you can make money with dropshipping. I'll try that for a little bit. Oh, Amazon, I'll try that. And it's like, you can make money with all of them, but not if you're doing all of them at the same time. if you just choose one thing and stick with it, chances are you're going to outperform 99% of people, because most people are in this mindset of what's working right now, let's try it. If it doesn't work in 2 weeks, then I'm going to move on to the next thing. Everyone that I have interviewed and everyone that I have in my circle of friends and that I've just met making these videos, they all are very clear about what they want to do. They have one thing that they focus every single day on, and that has that's brings them the most success.
Yeah, that's why I also like always to relate businesses with like relationships. It's like you cannot expect any relationship to work when you just keep jumping on the next new shiny person that you just met. You need to just commit and make it work. And the same it goes with your business. Like what you said is, I think, the main difference between people who make it or not, because they just give up. They give up like probably because they're disappointed. That was the first struggle, the first difficulty. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this person. I'm gonna drop my business. You know, they don't go all in for it.
I think it's very common. Have you guys seen that post from Alex Hormozy about the emotional cycle of change? No? So every single time when you start something new, you're like super hyped up and you are optimistic. So this is uninformed optimism. That's the stage where you are. And then you give it a go, you are hyped because your body told you like, man, like you should jump into dropshipping, like this is the real deal and you're going to make a bunch of money. And you jump in and then you figure out that, oh, it's actually not as easy as I thought. Then you are at the phase of informed pessimism. And then from there, actually just things just start like declining and you reach that point where you have to make a decision. This is called the valley of despair. And you have to make a decision whether you are just going to like keep going. The potential outcome could be you are going to crash and burn, or you are actually going to succeed. But people don't even want to make that decision because they see another shiny object and like, oh, I'm going to jump there. And then the cycle just repeats and they never actually push through and they never actually experience success because they just choose to jump to the next thing. But when we look at what you do the same. You jump from
Yeah, I do, yeah.
you jump from business to
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
So
That was also in the book Atomic Habits.
which one?
This emotional cycle of change and the things is in this book like described perfectly and has a statistic also there. You know, like in which of these the majority of people quit?
Yeah.
They quit in the informed pessimism. And the ones that didn't quit there, they 90 something I think percent was like they quit in the valley of despair.
Yeah. So I think it also raises the question, is there a project or a business that you started, but you stopped, but you wish that you have continued?
Oh, for sure. A lot of the dropshipping businesses, because for most of the videos, I just started the dropshipping stores for the video. So it'd be like a 2 to 3 week challenge where I'm just seeing, I'm finding products that are viral right now, and I'm seeing, can you make money with this? And I'm advertising it and whatever, and just seeing how it goes. And I think I've made like probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 dropshipping challenge videos at this point. And most of them were not successful. I'm completely honest about that. I'm honest that I was not profitable with the businesses, and that's why I think like my videos stand out more than a lot of people, because people just show you the wins, where I'm like just 100% real. If I make the wins, then I'll show you, but I'm also showing you a lot of the losses and the behind the scenes stuff that people don't show you. They don't show you that you need to test 1,000 products or whatever, like not 1,000, but probably like over 100 products to find one that works. So yeah, I mean, I started a ton of dropshipping stores, especially like when I first started making the videos, I was doing a ton of product research, and I would just give up too easy, I think, even though I didn't make money in the video, but there was so much potential there that I'm starting to realize now. So in a lot of those videos, there's products that I think I was one of the early people to find these products, and I gave up after 2 weeks, and now I'm looking at brands that are making like over $1 million selling the same product that I found. I was like, yeah. So
But it's
that
the same pattern with the same thing that you told me earlier for your videos.
what's that?
It's the same pattern with the video.
Same pattern with the video?
Yeah, that's you didn't see too much attachment to the outcome.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. I know, for like, because for me, like the video was the most important part rather than building the business for me, because especially with the dropshipping videos, right? And these different types of side hustles, they're sold as almost these like get rich quick schemes where it's like start dropshipping, start a store today and run some ads and you'll make $10,000 a month next week if you just start spending some money on ads. And it's like they don't show you that they spent thousands of dollars on 10 different products last week that all failed and like they finally found one that works. So yeah, that was definitely a lesson. There's definitely a lesson there to maybe not give up too quickly, I think.
But I think this authenticity that you're showing your defeats, you're showing like everything, it makes you more relatable to people, and that's why probably they like your audience likes your videos because they're there for that reason. But back to your case, like, do you believe you have made progress up to date with that,
With the businesses.
with staying consistent even when things go wrong or when you don't get the outcome you expected?
I would say I'm more consistent than I was before because I didn't post for years and I always had the thought of posting in my head. But still now I definitely struggle with staying consistent, especially with the YouTube videos because they take so much work and effort. And especially like we're talking about how I'm jumping a lot of time from businesses to businesses just to like talk about them in the videos. That's like it's a ton of work because I'm like researching a whole new business and trying to learn the ins and outs of this, and then also like on top of that scripting and filming and editing a video. So a lot of that becomes like pretty exhausting. So for that reason I struggle with consistency because it's just so much work at the end of the day, and it's so much to like try to learn all these things and then on top of that try to document it in a way that's entertaining. Which is why right now I'm more transitioning into content where I'm interviewing people and talking about their businesses rather than coming across as this guy who's talking about these businesses, because I think that there's a million people that can say these things better than I can, and they can do it in a better way. Where if I'm just interviewing people and I'm asking good questions, and that kind of content creates itself, and I don't have to act like I'm some expert.
And it's also good, like, and I appreciated a lot what you said to me yesterday, that you don't try to come across as an expert in your channel, but you're trying to come across as a person who tries
Yeah.
different stuff. And now that combined with what you just said about the authenticity, that you saw your failures, and I believe that actually helps you a lot to grow. Like I seen it with my work as well. I believe that one of the main reasons my other podcast grew, it was because both me and George, we've been showing off like our struggles. We have podcasts for mental health, but at the same time we share things that broke us down, moments that we cried and we struggled with. And I feel that especially nowadays in the social media, that everyone's portraying the perfect life and the perfect image of themselves, that people who stand out are those ones who just so like, look, I'm just trying, I failed. You may learn something and you may not fail after me, but that was my experience with it. Or look, yeah, I have this knowledge, I'm sharing this with you, but I'm not Jesus, I'm not a God. That's who I am. That's what I struggle as well with, and that creates this actual relatable content and connection with your viewers and yourself. Do you feel that through your work as well, like you have this relatability with? Like, is it one of your intentions, like the way you portray that, or you just want to be open, or you also have it in mind, like I want to be the guy who's you can guys relate with me?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I was starting my channel, when I was watching these videos and just trying to figure out what kind of direction I wanted to take my videos, I was looking for people who are like me, who are just like young and interested in making money and not having to go to school and get a job and do this entire cycle. And I was looking for people who were relatable and authentic. And there was only like a few other YouTubers that I could find that kind of took that approach. One of the main ones was this kid Bia Heza. He from
Oh yeah,
have
I
you seen
know.
him?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he like for me for my channel, he was like a huge inspiration because he's just like this young kid. He's like just super authentic. He shows you like, and he makes a ton of money, and he shows you the entire process, and he makes it entertaining. So for me, like with the videos, I really just wanted to be myself, be authentic, as authentic as possible. And that's why I think like showing things like the failures and like, you know, maybe even like talking about like I messed up here and I wasn't that motivated and that's why this store didn't work out. This type of stuff I think a lot of people can relate to, rather than like painting yourself as this like master entrepreneur and I have everything figured out and buy my course, you know.
I think there's a new trend. At least I noticed that people are looking for ugly. And so what it means is that they are looking for something that's raw and authentic. They don't want the beautifully portrayed story. They don't want the final production to be amazing. What people started resonating with more is that they can see a real human being behind the camera who is just their true authentic self, and they just speak. And this is exactly the kind of connection that people are looking for, because we are also living in an era where everything is just perfectly designed and you don't even know what's AI, what's not AI, what's true, what's not true, and everybody's trying to portray a different kind of image of themselves. So I think this is also like another reason why people should just dare to go out there and just show themselves and speak their mind. And there's always going to be people who are not going to like you, but there's always going to be people who are going to like you. You sort of answered this question, but if you think about why people come back to your channel, why do you think they keep on watching your videos and staying on top of whatever else is coming?
Um, I think, to be honest, I think a lot of it is, especially for the business challenge type videos, I think a lot of those people are like interested in these types of businesses, but they're never actually going to put the work in and do it themselves. So they like watching other people try it and come to a conclusion on their own, whether this is worth it or not, without actually having to put in all the work. It's kind of like a cynical answer, but I think there's a lot of truth to that, because if you look at these, like, you know, my biggest video is this dropshipping video where I didn't make money with it, and 900,000 people saw that video. How many of those 900,000 do you think actually took action and started a business? Probably very few. Probably very few. So I think a big part of it is that. Also, I think there's probably just like a growing hunger in the younger generation for entrepreneurship and for, you know, kind of creating like a life of freedom and making money without having to rely on someone else and answering to someone else. I think that's a big part of it as well. I mean, this like business content niche is like just constantly growing. It's only getting bigger. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons. Yeah.
How do you find the courage to do all of these businesses? Because obviously the potential outcome is very likely to be failure, because you're new, like you don't know anything about that space. So like where do you find not just the inspiration but also the balls to actually go there, put yourself out there, and even not just to fail potentially but also document your
Yeah.
failure?
I think it's just curiosity. Like, I think this entire channel started out of curiosity. Is this whole online money space real? Are people actually making as much money as they say they're making with these things? So for me, it was always just like, okay, I see people saying that they're doing this, and they say they just made $20,000 in a week. That's crazy. Like, I worked a full-time job. I worked 40 hours a week and I made like $2,000. So how is that possible? This kid says he's working 5 hours a week and he's making, you know, 5 times what I'm making. So for me, it was always just like out of curiosity and kind of helping other people who are in the same mindset as me, like get them an answer. Is this real or is it not? And for a lot of it, I wouldn't say the answer is no. It's just people make it seem like it's a lot easier than it really is.
Would you recommend these to other people to do it?
The businesses.
Or is too much, yeah, what you do? Or is like too much of a stress and struggle and hassle? Would it be something that you're like, yeah, guys, go try that?
Making my type of videos or just the individual businesses?
No, to try different businesses.
No, I would find one thing that you actually think that you can stick to and that you can show up every single day and actually find some enjoyment in and stick to that. I wouldn't jump from business to business. It's unsustainable. Yeah.
But you have like a lot of experience now that you tried many things. Do you feel like you're found or you're close to finding that one thing for you?
For me, the YouTube channel is the business.
So the trying a different business
Yeah,
and YouTube channel,
yeah.
that's your business.
That's the
So
business
that's your
for me.
thing.
For me is just kind of being like this, this online money investigator. I think that's the business for me, because I like making videos more than I like building businesses. To be honest, it's like a ton of mental energy to do these things and just to sit at a laptop and try to learn like how to market this new product and do all these types of things. For me, the enjoyment actually comes in making the videos and like finding a way to make business entertaining, because like it's pretty boring at the end of the day.
Would you feel comfortable sharing with us how much you are making from YouTube?
It really depends on the month. YouTube, it really varies based on views. Right now my channel makes like around $5,000 a month, and that's including ad revenue and brand deals as well. um, I think the most my channel made was like close to $7,000 or something, off, and that was off one dropshipping video in 1 month. Um, yeah, but it really depends. Like YouTube really is on views, and then when you have brand deals. So I just started doing brand deals, maybe a little under a year ago. So that has helped supplement a lot of the income as well, because you don't have to rely on the views as much. You don't need a viral video. You have this company that is backing you, and they say they'll pay you a flat fee just to mention their company in the video. And then a lot of times you have affiliate commissions on top of that. So if people sign up with a link, you get 20-30% or whatever. So yeah, it really depends, but I'm averaging like that $4,000 to $5,000 per month.
So it's $4,000 to $5,000 a month. What percentage of that comes from ad revenue? What percentage comes from affiliate links? What percentage comes from the brand deals? Just so we also have a better idea how it's
Right now,
distributed.
right now it's mostly brand deals. It's probably $3,000 in brand deals, $1,000 in ad revenue, and then the affiliate commissions are like in like the $200 to $300 range. Probably affiliate commissions aren't much. Before I started doing brand deals, I had more views because I was posting a lot more. I haven't been that consistent since I got here because I've been really focused on the Instagram stuff, so, which is funny.
But you did well on Instagram.
Yeah,
stuff.
but Instagram
Yeah, that
doesn't
was
pay,
really good
which is
one.
the thing. So if I had the views that I have on Instagram on YouTube, then I would own this house. But yeah, it's right now it's mostly brand deals.
Do you also post on TikTok?
I do, yeah.
Because I think the views pay you there.
They do for videos over a minute.
No, but yours is shorter.
Most of my videos are shorter, and also that's only available in the US, UK, and a few other countries. It's not available in Canada yet.
Probably why I'm into it.
Yeah. Are you in there?
Yeah, through UK.
Yeah. There is people making a ton of money with that TikTok creativity program. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of how much money people are making with that.
I have quit my TikTok, although it was my biggest channel. I've quit it on TikTok like last year. It was just too much of a extra hustle for me. But now that I see that the ad revenue on TikTok became more decent, I'm actually considering going back on TikTok, to be honest, like to make my main thing instead of Instagram, just like leave Instagram and focus mainly on TikTok. Because like I can easily produce more than a minute videos, and you get like decent ad revenue from that.
No, you can make a ton of money on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your videos are over a minute, there's people who are, like, you guys have seen this like AI video niche where they're just
Oh
like,
yes.
they just take like a controversial topic, slap like a video of a guy playing a video game in the background, throw some AI captions, AI voice on it, and they kind of just like hack the algorithm to, just to get people to watch it to that minute point. And man, they're making like tens of thousands of dollars. There's like 15-year-olds making tens of thousands of dollars making these TikTok videos. This crazy world. Yeah.
What's the hardest part for running this kind of business?
I think it's just continuing to show up when you're doing everything on your own, when you're like scripting the videos, filming the videos, editing the videos, doing thumbnails, then doing like SEO and all that type of stuff on top of it. And also like when I'm trying different businesses, like that's a whole different project on its own. It's just like staying on top of it and like trying to show up every single day and like putting in the work when, you know, when you're in this like YouTube, you know, social media, like that's how you make your money. You don't have to show up, you know, like I'm still making money, like, you know, off the ad revenue and all this stuff. Like I could not post for the next, you know, 6 months. I'm still making money. So, you know, it's kind of like teaching yourself to show up even when you don't have to, I think is one of the hardest parts. And just finding ways to still have inspiration and still like be motivated to do it. Because when you first like start you know, social media or YouTube or whatever, like it's so exciting. Wow, I'm starting a YouTube channel and like I'm editing this video. It's so fun to edit. And then like you've made like 50 videos and it's like I'm like 40 hours into an edit. I'm like, man, I just want to finish this video already. Like, I can't take it anymore. So it's just like finding ways to keep it exciting and keep it fun.
Because it's
and
not exciting anymore after you
like
spend
it
like
is.
hundreds of hours of editing. You're like,
I mean,
"Oh."
editing gets extremely tedious after a while, especially like when you're just doing like, sometimes I'll spend like 4 hours on just like a little funny meme that I want to put in my video because I just came up with this idea. I'm like, oh, this will be good in the video, and then
And it has to be there.
and it has to. I have to put it in there because the idea came to my head and I want it in the video. But like next thing you know, it's like 3 hours into editing this stupid thing, and I'm just like, is anybody even gonna care about this? Is anybody even gonna laugh at this little joke that I'm putting in?
But how good it feels when someone appreciates that.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah, that's the best.
"Yes, I spent so much time for that. Thank you." Yeah, because I've done some of these things too. Like I have spent a lot of time to just, you know, edit something or like look for the exact sound effect with them, even how I want to combine it.
Sound effects too.
Yeah. And then it goes completely unnoticed. And you're like, but guys, you don't even know how much time I spent to that. But then every once in a while, because that only happens every once in a while, someone notices or some people notice, oh, that was such a cool effect there, bro. Like, thank you. Yes, it was. I tried so hard for that. Yeah, I can totally relate on that. The disappointment of spending so much time on the editing to do this cool effect, the cool color grading, and then they don't care.
Do you have any employees, or you do everything on your own?
I'm actually just about to hire an editor, and I have a thumbnail guy. That's it.
How much time is that going to save for you?
I mean, the editing's huge. Yeah, editing is going to be a huge save of time because that was, up until now, it's been most of my time has been sitting at the laptop, grinding away at the edit. I mean, a lot of my videos, if you watch them, you might not think it, but they take like 60 plus hours to edit. Like it's
60.
60, yeah, 60.
60.
Yeah, a lot of the challenge videos just take forever. And maybe like on first watch, like you might not think it, but there's just a ton of like little edits and stuff. And like, even for me, like I overthink like the music choice in my videos a lot as well. So like I'm looking for like the right song for like 4 hours sometimes. So yeah, all of that time really adds up, and I still enjoy it. I still like editing, but I think I've kind of come to realize that it's not sustainable, especially like if you want to treat something like YouTube as a business. You have to delegate that time. You have to find ways that you can save time and get that output, because really like staying consistent in output is the keys to succeeding on these platforms. And that's been probably my biggest struggle up until now, because I've just been, I don't know, I guess there's like a lot of like pride in like doing it on your own. Like I do everything, I script the videos, I film whatever. But it just gets to a point where it's just like, it's too much.
And it's scary also to delegate the task when you know exactly what you want and how do you want. It's scary to trust, like, are they going to do it as I want it?
Yeah, I mean, I always had like an exact vision for how I want my videos to look.
Yeah.
But I think you have to let go of that.
Yes.
And just trust someone else.
And sometimes, like, maybe the editor will bring a new touch into it. And
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guy that I'm hiring now, he's really good with motion graphics. So he just does all these like really cool animations and stuff, and the stuff that I would never learn. I wouldn't spend the time to learn this stuff, because it's just like, for me, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. So I guess now by hiring a person, you'll probably want to focus again on YouTube a little bit more, right? So what would you say is your future plan now? What's the next steps?
My plan right now is I want to interview entrepreneurs in different just different types of businesses. I really want to go hard on that. I want to interview like very successful people, the most successful I can manage. So
I think the next like year or so for me looks like traveling around, networking with people who are in any industry really. Like if you are doing well and then you know something that other people don't know, then I want to talk to you and get to know you and figure out what is like this like secret ingredient that people have that like separates them from something from someone else who has the idea but never actually reaches that goal. So yeah, that is like my main passion right now, I think, is just getting to know people who are incredible at what they do.
So what's the secret ingredient?
Secret ingredient?
Have you figured out something that you could share with us?
I really think it's just like a determination, just like knowing what you want to do. I think I said it before, but it really is like the thing that I noticed that separates people. Like one of my biggest videos on my channel is my friend from home. Actually, he has an iPhone reselling business. So he would go on Facebook Marketplace, find iPhones for cheaper, and then just buy them and sell them for more. Which is like such a, like, who would have thought of this business? You know, it's like so random. Like you buy iPhones from random people and then sell it for more. But he made like $1 million with his business. So it's like, you know, for most people, they're not going to reach that goal because they're just not clear. Like he was very clear that like, this is what I want to do. I'm just going to go on Facebook. I'm going to buy iPhones, nothing else. This is my business. I'm going to sell them for more. And just like by focusing, you know, just on that, everything else, you're not selling MacBooks, not selling iPads, like just one thing.
Just iPhones.
And make $1 million. I think that's been the biggest thing. And probably just being clear with your goals and where you want to go, I think has been the biggest thing that I've noticed with successful people. I don't think there is a secret ingredient really.
Clarity.
Clarity.
So it's all about clarity.
Yeah.
What's the... I want to go to a different topic a little bit. Who's Alex behind the scenes? Like, who's the version of you that you say... Because you already share a lot, but what version of you don't share to your viewers, and what you would like to share on that?
I don't know. I would say I'm just a guy who likes to have fun, really. I would say I'm like pretty...
He's quite a fun guy. I can confirm that.
Yeah, I just like joking around. I like having fun. Like I wouldn't say I'm very like serious guy. Like I like to have like deep conversations, serious conversations, but at the end of the day, like heavy topics, like or not really my interest a lot of the time. Like I like just keeping things playful, even if there's something serious going on in my life or whatever. I like to make fun of it. I like to just enjoy my time on this earth. You know, like, yeah, I think that's it, man. Like, that's what I try to portray in my videos as well, is just like a guy who's just having fun and just enjoying the things that he's doing and trying to learn as much as possible. I think that's like my main goal, is just learn. I don't try to come off as, you know, like I said, like some expert. I don't try to come off as like this guy who's better than people. I just try to be myself, and that's it.
What is one topic that recently has been occupying a lot of your time that's not business related?
It's not business related. Dude, it's been fighting. This UFC.
Fighting.
Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with fighting. I started training back at home. Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I just find that there's so many things that are aligned with these types of martial arts that you can apply to the rest of life. I mean, like Jiu-Jitsu especially, it's like a chess match with your body, really. It's like if this guy does this, what do I do to counteract this so I'm not in a bad position? And I think business is like that. I think relationships are like that. So yeah, I really like that part of martial arts and just honestly like fitness and sports in general. I think there's a lot of things that you can apply from things that have nothing to do with business, but you can find similarities in there and you can take those lessons and bring them into your business.
Are you doing any martial arts now?
While I'm
Here, yeah.
I'm about to sign up to Volume A.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
I was there last week. It's a nice gym. There's some UFC fighters out there too, so you might see me get tossed around.
Came here with bruises, black eye. I'm like, oh, good guys. Like, I like that. That's good. So on this podcast, we have a tradition. And you met Julie, right? So Julie was really kind to give us her first original copy of your card game. And we have this tradition that as an outro in every podcast, you pick a card and you read the hardest question you find in there to challenge you and answer it. Okay. You down to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
If you get an action card, obviously, pick another.
The hardest question.
Yeah, the one that you feel
Whichever
more-
gets you the most uncomfortable.
The one you want, yeah, exactly. Makes you uncomfortable.
This is very on topic. If you won 10 million euros, how would you react and what would you do with it?
That's good.
I think probably the first thing I would do is take care of all my family and friends, pay off my my mom's house, pay off all the debts. And what would I actually think about this a lot. Like, what would you do if money wasn't an object, wasn't something that you had to chase? And I think that you still need some type of passion to work on something.
100%.
So I honestly think I would just keep doing what I'm doing. I think the videos would be amazing. I'll tell you that. If I had 10 million euros, the videos would be really good.
Would you invest in the production quality and everything?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be doing interviews
That's
on
good.
top of the Burj Khalifa. Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
But that's great because it shows you that money is not the object entirely.
No, it's not. I mean,
What
my
to do?
videos
Are really centered around money, but I don't think I'm that money driven. I used to think I was. I would write like $1 million on my
Vision board.
whatever. But for me, it's honestly money is just like it's a tool for freedom.
Yeah.
That's how I treat it. And I don't think you need
a ton of money, especially if you live in a place like Bali, to achieve that freedom. I think if you just make enough and you're doing something every single day that allows you to live by your means, and just keep working towards the goal, I think you don't need millions of dollars. I think most people with a ton of money who are grinding away so they can make that 7 figures, I think a lot of them are
unhappy. There's some
Yeah.
people making less that are way happier.
I totally relate to that. Because I used to also be very, very money driven in the past, and the more I grow, the more I realize exactly what you said. That this, as long as you have the life you want and the freedom that gives you, that's cool. For me, the second thing about money, and sometimes I feel the need to push for more, is also a tool to reach, to do like some stuff. Like especially if you want to contribute to society, world, or whatever, you need a certain capital to do that. So a lot of times I'm cutting myself, being like, I want more money, but not only for me. Like it's a small, higher percentage I want for me, but in order to execute some plans, I need this money to do that. So for me, it goes like both ways as a tool. Because I also feel what you said, like a lot of people who just keep making, they're just not actually happy with themselves.
I think we touched on this in a previous episode that people are a bit confused about when they should start heavily investing into building a legacy. So a good rule of thumb is that you start with learning, so you learn the skills, you build your network, you get to know people, you know how things roll, and after that you focus on money, because if you don't have money, how are you going to be able to work on your legacy while you are still in survival mode?
Exactly.
So once you have that 10 million euros, for example, that's really going to open a lot of doors for you, so you can really work on your legacy.
But do you need 10 million?
You don't need 10 million.
Yeah.
But that's what was written in the
Yeah,
course, so
that was
that's
the
why I'm
question.
referencing
Yeah,
the
that's
10
true.
million. Do you have an idea what your legacy should be?
I don't really think about it too often. I've thought about legacy before, and I thought about, is it important to me? To me, it really isn't. I think we're all gonna be forgotten at the end of the day. Like it's,
True.
Happy.
maybe your kids and their kids will talk about you, but like once you go down the line, like everyone is forgotten eventually. So I don't really worry about legacy too much. For me, it's more about the day to day. Am I doing what I want to be doing today? Am I working towards a goal? And am I helping the people around me? Those are the most important things to me. Yeah.
If you could leave this episode with only one piece of wisdom for the viewers, what it would be?
So keep showing up. Keep showing up. Know which direction you want to go to, and you'll get there.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Alex. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, true inspiration. And I think we are going to definitely see bigger numbers on your YouTube channel and also on your Instagram.
Oh yeah, I will definitely follow.
Very
your
much
journey.
looking forward to see where you're going to be in a year from now.
Yeah.
So, but so far, well done.
Thanks, guys.